A youth arrives back at his residence only to stumble upon his own lifeless form sprawled across the living area rug. Adjacent to it rests a sealed envelope bearing the inscription, "Behold me." The initial astonishment yields to inquisitiveness as Alex uncovers a USB drive within the envelope, promptly connecting it to his computer. Displayed on the monitor is his own image. A secondary Alex assures him of sobriety and sanity, urging attentive listening. It all commenced with the arrival of mysterious figures clad in black to his residence. Rebecca, a staff member at a private scientific research institute specializing in advanced technologies and collaborating with the United States National Security Agency, presents Alex with an exceedingly enticing proposition. However, prior to any further discussion, Alex is required to execute a non-disclosure agreement, for which Rebecca extends a generous check. Upon completing the paperwork, Alex is enlightened about an American satellite, unregistered by the USA, purportedly hailing from the future and harboring an encrypted missive within. Should Alex consent, he would undergo sedation and be transported to the laboratory. Aware of his dire financial straits and reliance on a parental inheritance for housing, the Institute promptly deposits a substantial sum into Alex's account to substantiate the gravity of their proposal, persuading him to affix his signature to the documents. The subsequent day, he is chauffeured away, administered an injection, and succumbs to slumber, awakening only within the confines of a clandestine location. Rebecca leads him to the laboratory housing the satellite, already positioned. Commencing his endeavor, the young man grapples with the puzzle. Weeks elapse fruitlessly, prompting Rebecca's suggestion for a respite, yet Alex remains steadfast. Then, a vision visits him, depicting a young woman unraveling the same enigma. Subsequently, Alex experiences a nosebleed and later discovers the woman's name inscribed on the bed frame. Progress ensues as Alex decrypts a segment of the code, revealing depictions of an enigmatic apparatus. Rebecca declares the conclusion of his assignment and arranges for his return home. Late one night, Alex regains consciousness at home, plagued by a sense of unwellness, attributing it to fatigue and strain. However, as days pass, his condition deteriorates, besieged by relentless hallucinations. One fateful day, two peculiar individuals materialize at his doorstep, questioning his decision to decipher the code. Perplexed, Alex asserts that decryption merely constitutes his profession, lucrative in its own right. Undeterred, the men persist, probing Alex on matters of ethics and whether he grapples with the implications of his labor. As the device derived from the decrypted schematics is slated to become the most formidable weapon known to mankind. As Alex's head throbs, he implores the men to depart. Graciously, they express gratitude for his responses and depart. In a moment's respite, Alex finds solace at his computer, only to have his tranquility shattered by a call from Rebecca, invoking the specter of the signed non-disclosure agreements. An outraged Alex realizes the Institute's surveillance, and as he returns to his computer, the lights flicker off. Stepping outside, Alex spots one of the enigmatic men across the street, witnessing his body elongate before his eyes. Gripped by fear, Alex flees indoors, peering out to behold the colossal hand of the giant looming toward his window. In a moment of defiance, Alex reaches out, only to awaken to the break of dawn. Rebecca arrives to find Alex engrossed in his work. Attempting to elucidate, he posits that humanity exists within two-dimensional space, while their recent visitors represent an advanced civilization transcending both space and time. They possess the ability to traverse temporal realms, observing events akin to peering through a window in time. Alex endeavors to impress upon Rebecca the peril inherent in the device they're constructing, capable of instigating a cataclysmic World War III. However, Rebecca discloses her awareness of his ailment, a brain tumor. Incensed, Alex accuses the Institute of culpability, attributing his affliction to their placement within proximity of a radioactive satellite, thus incurring the tumor. He staunchly advocates for halting the device's construction. In the present moment, Alex somberly drags his lifeless form from the confines of his home, interring it within the depths of the forest, before resuming his position at the computer, attuned to the narrative unfolding from his future self. Regret weighs heavily upon future Alex, rueful that his warnings fell upon deaf ears, cognizant of the impending ominous tide. Recollection sparks of the woman, she, a skilled cryptographer. Determined, Alex procures her address, yet Beth rebuffs his attempts at communication. Desperation propels Alex to exclaim his impending demise. A mere 6 months remain. In a sudden turn, Beth flings open her doors, revealing her own stark truth. He only has 2 years left. Beth's realization dawns as she perceives the drawings as designs for a weapon purportedly from the future. In tandem, another enigmatic figure, Cypherman, communicates with her through the computer, issuing tasks which she tackles in lucid moments. However, Beth's condition deteriorates, prompting a caregiver to escort her to the bedroom while he investigates downstairs. There, reflections in the mirrors unveil snippets of the girl's tumultuous life, bidding farewell to her beloved in military attire, receiving grim tidings from comrades, and confronting a moment of despair with a clutch of pills. Amidst this poignant reflection, a message from Cypherman materializes on the computer screen. Alex, responding in Beth's stead, fails to deceive Cypherman, who promptly disconnects. Undeterred, the caregiver seizes a bundle of printed tasks previously assigned by Cypherman, intent on deciphering their cryptic contents. In the morning light, Beth discovers him slumped on her sofa, surrounded by the meticulously arranged papers. He elucidates that these scattered fragments comprise a puzzle, promising enlightenment once unified. It's evident that Cypherman operates independently of the Institute. Alex implores Beth to aid in thwarting the creation of this malevolent machine. Beth discloses her affliction following her involvement with the satellite, recounting hallucinations and contemplation of a future communication. She entertains the notion of contacting the sender, recounting eerie encounters with spectral voices and even her own voice. Despite experiencing inexplicable phenomena like encounters with aliens, a skepticism persists within her. She implores Alex to depart. Returning home to find the ominous presence of the men in black, Alex is confronted by Rebecca's stern directive to sever ties with Beth and make prudent use of his remaining time. Fuming with indignation, he dismisses the unwelcome guests, only to discover upon entry that his meticulously compiled papers have vanished without a trace. Meanwhile, Beth is startled by an intense luminance engulfing her residence, exacerbating her illness. Gripped by terror, she instinctively seeks refuge. Seeking solace in alcohol, Alex's solitude is disrupted by a message from Cypherman flashing on his computer screen. Convinced of Rebecca's involvement under this guise, Alex confronts the interlocutor, only to be met with denial. As the doorbell chimes, Beth stands at the threshold, directed by Siobhan and armed with blueprints for a device capable of neutralizing future technology. Together, they embark on crafting a virus to thwart the impending threat. Through relentless decryption efforts via the computer, progress unfolds. However, their endeavors are abruptly interrupted the following morning as Rebecca storms into Alex's abode. The Institute's operatives are already en route, aware of their subversive activities. In a desperate bid to rectify her past misdeeds, Rebecca discloses the identity of the Institute's founder and implores swift action. Unveiling her true identity as Cypherman, she had hoped to dismantle the impending catastrophe with their collaboration. As vehicles converge upon Alex's residence, the couple flees through the rear exit. Rebecca is apprehended, administered a sedative, and whisked away in a vehicle. Meanwhile, within the confines of the kitchen, all gas burners ominously remain open, portending impending danger. In the twilight hours, Alex and Beth find themselves at the doorstep of scientist Miles, whose keen interest has always been drawn to their endeavors. Unveiling a revelation, Miles elucidates that the satellite in question was not an isolated anomaly. Another had encircled Earth for approximately 400 years. Evidently, enigmatic beings from the future awaited humanity's maturation, anticipating our foray into space and eventual decryption of their enigmatic missive. The ancient satellite harbored blueprints for a contrivance designed to curtail humanity's evolutionary ascent within the third dimension. However, when Miles unveiled his findings, he was met with ridicule. His own affliction with a non-lethal tumor served as a testament to the ordeal. Convinced of extraterrestrial capabilities transcending our understanding, Miles posits that these beings exist across multiple dimensions, perceiving time not as a linear construct, but as a fluid continuum. The device currently under construction at the Institute poses a dire threat, potentially granting these beings access to our dimension. Hitherto relegated to mere spectators of humanity's journey, akin to observers of a static film, The second device harbors the ominous capacity to manipulate and alter our reality at will. As Miles grapples with the intricacies of this cosmic phenomenon, he acknowledges the limitations of human comprehension. Even the visage of these aliens, he contends, is a construct of the human mind. Unbeknownst to his guests, Miles confides in a decades-long communion with a towering alien presence residing in his garden, imperceptible to all but him. His prolonged observation has gradually unveiled the true form of this enigmatic being, an evolution facilitated by the symbiotic relationship between his consciousness and the entity. Miles posits that the tumors afflicting their heads serve as a conduit, enabling individuals to perceive the underlying reality. Alex proposes a straightforward solution, obliterating the device with a hammer. Yet, the specter of the Institute's potential reconstruction looms large. Erasing all data from the server becomes imperative, despite the enigmatic location of the Institute. However, Miles, a founder, possesses a detailed blueprint revealing its whereabouts. As the trio contemplates their next move, a resounding bang reverberates at the door, heralding an uncertain future. As the couple flees, Miles endeavors to placate the agitated alien presence. Meanwhile, Alex and Beth embark on a quest, swiftly locating the Institute's imposing edifice. With determined resolve, they pry open a hatch, slipping inside undetected. Once within, they diverge paths, intent on maximizing their chances of locating the elusive laboratory. However, Alex's keen observation reveals the peculiar behavior of a guard, inexplicably retracing his steps, a telltale sign of the temporal loop enveloping the Institute. Beth, too, falls victim to this inexorable cycle, grappling with the futility of her efforts to advance. Undeterred by the surreal circumstances, Beth activates the bomb, a desperate gambit to thwart the Institute's nefarious plans. Yet, ensnared within the temporal confines of the loop, escape eludes her grasp, ensnaring her within the confines of the perilous facility. Entering a shadowy chamber, Alex endeavors to advance with the bomb, only to be intercepted by an alien entity which disintegrates the man before his eyes, reducing him to minuscule particles. Moments later, Alex awakens, bound to a table, facing a humanoid figure. Consumed by disbelief, he entertains the notion of his demise, yet the alien refutes his assumption. Rather, they express a mere curiosity regarding human form and temporal perception. To these enigmatic beings, the notion of linear time is an incomprehensible and tiresome construct fraught with hollow convictions. Humans find themselves ensnared in a perpetual cycle, condemned to relive the same experiences ad infinitum. In stark contrast, aliens transcend the constraints of time and space, existing in every moment simultaneously. Consequently, the concept of causality and sequential actions remains an enigma to them. Alex grasps the profound implication. If humans were liberated from the shackles of waiting, they would evolve akin to the formless beings, shedding their familiar ego and personality in the process. The aliens' astonishment is palpable. Death, a natural phenomenon, is shrouded in denial and avoidance by humans. Time dictates every facet of human existence, simultaneously bestowing and pilfering opportunities. Human perception, shaped by imagination, hinges upon a projection from within. But what transpires when this source of projection dissipates? Even amid eternal self-analysis, humans remain confounded by the dichotomy between reality and illusion. With each new iteration of existence, a fresh reality emerges, compelling individuals to confront a perpetual choice. Sensing Alex's distress, the alien extends an unprecedented offer: to rewind time to a moment before the onset of his illness, armed with the newfound understanding gleaned from their discourse. The alien expresses astonishment at Alex's decision, questioning the rationale behind altering his actions if he remains powerless to alter the outcome. In a moment of clarity, Alex concedes that humans are not truly arbiters of their fate. Their choices merely navigate the predetermined course of events. Despite the alien's skepticism, Alex persists in his resolve to revisit the past, clinging to a glimmer of hope for change. Yet, as if to reaffirm the immutable nature of existence, Alex finds himself back in his home, facing the familiar glow of the computer screen. With a sense of resignation, he records his reflections on the flash drive, acknowledging the futility of attempting to alter the inevitable. Tomorrow's uncertainty looms, but in the grand tapestry of time, it's merely a repetition of events long foretold. As Alex places the flash drive into the envelope, he collapses to the floor, his final act imbued with a sense of urgency and purpose. The last words inscribed on the flash drive echo his plea to his past self, urging him to warn Beth of the impending danger. Meanwhile, the voice of Alex from the future implores a poignant plea to relinquish the burden of the past and embrace the present moment. This thought-provoking narrative challenges viewers to contemplate the nature of time itself. What if our perception of time as linear is merely an illusion, and all moments exist simultaneously in a single eternal now? Who instilled within us the belief in a past and future, and how do our thoughts and actions shape our destinies? Indeed, the film prompts introspection into the consequences of our choices and the interconnectedness of past, present, and future.